You may have noticed that recently Google has rolled out a new version of Google Forms, and so I'm going to show you some of the settings on the new forms. If you go and log into your Google Drive, you'll click on this New button, then More, then click on Google Forms. If you've done forms in the past, you remember that some of the settings were right on this front screen whenever you logged into Google Forms. You'll have to look a little bit for those, and I want to show you just some of the differences. The first things you'll want to do whenever you create a form is to be sure and title your form. Then if you have a description that you want to show up, you can go here and type in that form description. Then you will begin to add questions. But before you do that, let's go up to the settings gear and look at some of the choices that you have to make. The first thing you need to decide is who can respond. If it's something just for students or staff for Granbury ISD, you can leave this so that anyone in Granbury Independent School District can respond. If you want parents or people outside of our Granbury ISD domain to be able to respond, you will choose anyone. You can decide whether you want them to be able to submit more than one response. This will let you customize the message that respondents get whenever they click submit on your form. You can decide if you want to allow them to submit another, if you want them to be able to go in and edit their responses, and if for some reason you might want them to see the summary of all the responses, you could give them permission here. Depending on how long your form is, you may want to show a progress bar, and then there may be an occasion that you'd want to shuffle the question order. So those are just choices that you need to make before you get started. After you've made your selections there, you're going to click Save. This is where you will go in and add the questions. So you might want to know, what is your favorite flower? That's the question. There are several choices you can make for kinds of questions. You can have a short answer for the response. Would look like something like this. It'll leave a short space for someone to respond. You could have a paragraph, multiple choice. You could have a checkbox, a drop down, lots of different choices here. We're going to go with the checkbox today, and I'm going to say my favorite flower is either a rose, a tulip, or a geranium. And I want to make that a required question. I'm going to click this little slider so that they won't be able to respond without answering that question. Now I want to add another question. I'm going to go here and I might want to make that. We did a checkbox. Let's do a drop down. And we're going to go with spring, summer, fall, or winter. I'm also going to make that a required question. And then I'm going to add another. One thing that I want you to see that you can do, you can add an image into your form. So you can go here and you can either search for an image, or you can pull an image from your Google Drive or from your computer. So I'm going to search for an image, and I might choose this image, or I think I'll choose this one. And that will put that image in there, and then maybe I'd want to put a question below that and say, what season does this picture like? And then I want to make that a short answer question, and I'm also going to make it a required question. One other thing that I want to show you that you can add is a video. So let's say I wanted to put a video in. It's going to let me either put in a URL that I've already found, or it will let me search YouTube. And I'm going to search for a video that I'd like to put in here. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to insert that, and then you can decide whether you want it centered, left justified, or right. And then you can go in and put a question under this, asking the student to watch the video and then respond to the question below. Now, once you've gotten your form built and you want to see what that looks like, this is a place where you could go in and change the color, or if you wanted to, you could go in and choose a theme for your form, and that'll change the look of it. Once you get it just like you want it, if you go here to preview, it will show you what the student or the person you're asking to respond to this looks like, what they will see. And once you have that like you want it, in order to share that and have people respond, you would go here to the send button and you would click on this link. If you will copy this, or you can click shorten the URL so it will make it a little shorter, and you can copy that link and then open an email, or perhaps put it on the board so that your students could go there. Or if you were going to Google Tone this to them, you would want to go to the live version, to the version of what you want the students to see, and then you would hit your Google Tone icon and it would send this form out to Chromebooks that are within earshot. Another thing that you need to know about are how you collect the responses. Once people have gone in and responded to this, I want to show you what those look like. Once people have responded to your form, you will see here it indicating that there's one response. So I'm going to click here on responses. Another thing that has changed is in the old version of Google Forms, it automatically created a spreadsheet for you. This new version of Google Forms, you can look at your responses here, and you can look at a summary of the responses, which is this, or you can go to individual and it will show you what each person responded, and you can scroll through those. What I want to do now is click on this create spreadsheet, and it will let you choose whether you want to create a new spreadsheet or select an existing spreadsheet. I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. I'm going to click create, and it will open up a spreadsheet, and it will let you see here that every question has a column and all of the responses are recorded there within that spreadsheet. So hopefully that helps. If you have used the old Google Forms, the main thing I would remind you is to make sure that you check your settings before you send that out, so that you decide whether anyone can respond to it or just anyone within Granbury ISD. Be sure also and name your form before you complete it.